Welcome to this explainer for Chapter 7, PowerShell User Management. Today, we're going to take what is normally a really dense, command-heavy cheat sheet and transform it into your daily IT automation superpower. We're focusing squarely on Chapter 7 of the Active Directory Administrator's tutorial, and look, we're going to bypass those clunky graphical interfaces entirely. By the end of this, you'll see exactly how PowerShell can help you manage users at scale with incredible speed.
Okay, let's just briefly run through our agenda. We're covering setting up the toolkit, creating accounts from scratch, daily maintenance and troubleshooting, scaling up with automation, and finally, safe offboarding and deletion. To make all this stick, we're actually going to follow the life cycle of a theoretical new employee. Let's call her Jane Doe, from her very first day on the job to her eventual last.
So Section 1, setting up the toolkit and preparing PowerShell for Active Directory. Because before we can manage Jane's account, we really need to get our environment ready to go.
Now, we've all been there, right? You're exhausted by the GUI. You're navigating through these endless nested folders in Active Directory just to update a simple job title, and then whoops, you realize you clicked the wrong OU. It's frustrating. PowerShell offers a level of speed and scale that is simply impossible otherwise. But you know, it does require a tiny bit of initial setup if you aren't working directly on a domain controller.
Building this environment literally just takes 2 steps. First, if you're on a standard machine, like your own Windows 10 or 11 workstation, you have to install the Remote Server Administration Tools, or RSAT. Once that's done, step 2 is to just run a quick command, import -module Active Directory. Boom! That one command loads all the specific tools we're about to use straight into your session.
Moving on to Section 2, creating accounts from scratch. It's time to welcome Jane Doe to the domain. Our toolkit is ready. It's Jane's first day, and we need to get her set up immediately so she can actually log in and start working.
The new AD user command is absolutely going to be your bread and butter for onboarding. It completely replaces that standard Active Directory graphical wizard, so instead of clicking Next 5 different times, new AD user lets you pass all of Jane's info in one highly efficient block of code.
To create Jane's account properly, we have to map those abstract code parameters to her actual real-world corporate identity. The SAM account name is her legacy logon. That's maximum 20 characters used for older NTLM authentication. Then you have the user principal name, or UPN. That's critical for modern authentication and single sign-on. And finally, the path tells Active Directory exactly which folder or organizational unit Jane's account should live in. You definitely don't want to omit these, or you're going to cripple your directory's accuracy.
All right, Section 3, daily maintenance and troubleshooting. Keeping Jane productive. Let's fast forward a bit. Jane's role is evolving. She's changing departments, and normal help desk issues are absolutely bound to pop up.
So let's say Jane gets a promotion. Good for her. By using the setAdUser command and pointing it right at her identity, JDoe, we can just stack parameters to update her title and department at the exact same time. No right-clicking, no hunting through 5 different property tabs, just one clean command.
But, well, it isn't all promotions and title changes, is it? Eventually, you're going to get the most classic help desk ticket in existence, a locked account after way too many bad password attempts, usually right after a long weekend.
If you were stuck using the GUI, you'd have to search for her name, open Properties, go to the Account tab, and uncheck a tiny box. With PowerShell, you just run this one quick one-liner, unlock-AD account-identity JDoe. That's it. She is instantly back in business.
But why wait for Jane to call the help desk in the first place? The search AD account command lets you proactively audit your whole domain for locked or stale accounts in seconds. You can find everyone who is currently locked out, domain-wide. You can even hunt down accounts that haven't logged in for 90 days, which, by the way, is a massive security risk, just by passing the account inactive parameter and filtering to make sure you're only looking at enabled accounts.
Now, if Jane forgot her password entirely, we have to reset it. When you perform a reset using setAD account password with the reset flag, you're assigning a temporary password. But here's the thing. It is a vital security practice to force her to set a new private password the very next time she logs in. You handle that by following up with changepassword.logon $true. That ensures IT doesn't permanently know her password, which is exactly what we want.
Next up, Section 4, scaling up with automation. Bulk creation and the power of the pipeline. Managing Jane's account one-off is great, but let's think bigger here.
What if her entire 100-person department was hired on the exact same day?
Doing a task once in a GUI is totally fine. Doing it 100 times? That is a nightmare where human error absolutely thrives. You're going to make typos, you'll assign the wrong manager, or put someone in the wrong OU. This is exactly where PowerShell transitions from just a handy tool to an absolute, non-negotiable necessity.
To solve this, we can actually build a continuous pipeline. It turns an hours-long, tedious chore into a 4-minute automated triumph. Check this out. You start with a simple CSV file, names, departments, titles. Then you use import CSV to read that file, and you use the PowerShell pipeline to send that data right into a for each object loop. Inside that loop, new AD user runs automatically for every single row in your spreadsheet. 100 perfectly configured accounts created in literal seconds.
Which brings us to Section 5, Safe Offboarding and Deletion, saying goodbye securely. As we follow the life cycle of an employee, we do eventually reach the end. People move on, and when they do, we have to secure the environment immediately. Honestly, this is arguably the most critical part of Chapter 7.
When someone departs, you should always, let me emphasize that, always disable their account immediately using disable-AD account rather than deleting it. Disabling invalidates their access right away, but it preserves their data, their group memberships, and their audit trails. Only after your company's retention policy is passed should you even think about proceeding to the dangerous command remove-AD user, which permanently deletes everything.
Because remove AD user is so highly destructive, the source material explicitly warns us about it. Thankfully, there's a built-in safety net. The what-if parameter acts as the ultimate seatbelt for nervous junior admins, or honestly, any admin running a bulk deletion script.
Appending what if to the end of your command gives you a completely safe dry run. The console just returns a message showing you exactly what Active Directory would have permanently deleted without actually changing a single thing in the actual database. It's a lifesaver. It lets you verify your targeting is correct before you pull the trigger.
So from installing the module to onboarding, troubleshooting, scaling with CSVs, and safely offboarding, PowerShell just offers unmatched control. With these tools from Chapter 7, you're ready to truly command Active Directory and step away from the graphical interface for good. So leaving you with this thought as you look at your own daily IT tickets tomorrow morning, what are you going to automate first?